How's it going, everyone? College Lefty, and in this video I have for you all some ranked seasons gameplay. I'm going to be kind of combining some highlights from a couple different games. I'm right around 850 rating in the middle of the championship series division, and we are going up against a two-time top 50 player. I have played this person once before. We played in the ESL tournament, and he's a very good opponent. He's a very good player. I don't really know what happened with the clip. I was trying to record this during my live stream as well, and just didn't really get the first inning. But he did hit a solo shot in the first inning. He was up 1-0. Babe Ruth hits a 2-run homer in my half of the inning, and this is going to be a back-and-forth ball game. I definitely think that this guy is a very good hitter. If I'm not able to put up enough runs, then this could be a very interesting game. He could mercy rule me very easily, and we're going to see that right here as we go back and forth. A couple runs each in the top of the second inning, kind of a two-out rally for him with Lou Gehrig. If I'm able to get that out, that kind of changes the game a little bit. I went to a pinch hitter really early on in this game. In the second inning, I pinch hit Ted Williams for my pitcher. I thought that this was going to be a bullpen game anyway. I figured I would go with the guys off the bench, and it turns out to be a big-time W in my favor. I hit a 3-run shot with Cody Bellinger. If I hit into a double play right there, I pretty much just cost myself the entire game, even though I'm only up by 2 runs. That's not really the lead I'm looking for. Luckily, the bullpen is going to try and get the job done. Jimmy Fox goes deep off of his first guy out of the bullpen, Raleigh Fingers. So kind of an interesting start to this game. In the 4th inning, we're already at our pens. It's going to be a chip away type of deal. He is able to score a run right there, making it a 6-4 game. His best player is Ken Griffey Jr. He's a part of the live stream, and he's always talking it up in the chat and everything. And he let me know that his best player is Ken Griffey. He is sending one deep right there, a solo shot, making it a 6-5 game. And he brought in Ty Cobb off the bench. He's going to send that one into center field. That's going to be a base hit to tie the game up. So kind of some back and forth action. I did have a couple chances to score some runs up until this point, and I just left a couple runs off the board. At the same time, that at bat with Griffey was a pinch hit at bat for my pitcher. I could have struck out very easily, fouled some pitches off that I didn't necessarily deserve, but at the same time, you're going to square the ball up on a good pitch. I mean, I may have to drop the PCI a little bit on that swing with Cody Bellinger, but nonetheless, could have easily been sent into the gap, but it is a sac fly, or kind of a sacrifice hit, move the runners over, bases loaded with Jimmy Fox up by 1 run. I squared that one up, but it kind of just died off the bat. Jimmy Fox with the 100-plus power, not really tapping into the power. If I pull that down the left field line, maybe a little bit more, or just, get early good feedback on it, send it out for a grand slam, that completely would have changed the ball game. But anyway, it's a 7-6 game here in the 7th. Rogers Hornsby up at the plate, and at times I felt like I was on the ball and just flying out to the warning track, just barely missing it, maybe swing with a little bit of early feedback, not really necessarily getting that early squared up or that just early squared up hit. I mean, both of us were kind of hitting the ball really well. I mean, he has 15 hits, I have 11 hits. In this situation, I hit this ball into the gap, and I immediately thought about pinch running Pablo Sanchez. That's the guy at 58 speed coming around to try and score. He gets thrown out at the plate. I immediately thought I should have pinch run for him and brought in Mike Trout in that situation. This late in the game, it's important to get that extra run. It's a 7-6 game in the top of the 9th with Kenley Jansen in the game. He's going to tie it up with Ken Griffey Jr. down to his last out. Just amazing player. A clutch hit from Griffey right there. And if I would have went to Mike Trout off the bench, I would have had to bring in Mike Piazza to play catcher, but I would have had that extra run of insurance. Anyway, we are going into potentially extra innings. Here he gets a base hit with Honus Wagner in the top of the 9th. Luckily, we are the home team, so that is going to be a big factor. Bottom of the 9th, Jimmy Fox is up at the plate. Just barely got under this one, sent it out to deep center field. I still thought it was going to be gone, even though I popped it up just barely. It goes to the warning track, and we don't necessarily get rewarded on that poor swing. Sometimes those are home runs. Sometimes those are, balls off the wall for extra bases. Here with Lou Gehrig, we're going to smack that one into the gap. The double wall in right center field keeps that one in the yard, and that's going to be a double, a 2-out double. I was unable to score him. Later on, in the top of the 11th inning, 1 down, I hung a slider on some pretty decent feedback. I barely missed a hoop a little bit, and that was a slider over the middle of the plate. Dale Murphy sends it deep to dead center field. But we do have a chance to walk it off here. Babe Ruth on first base knocked in a base hit previously, and I fouled that one off and ended up losing that game. So really good opponent right there in that last one. Now we're going up against a Twitch streamer in this next game, Froshball, who is someone who I didn't really know anything about him until I played him in this game. He has a very good record. Both of these guys actually had about the same record, 300 plus wins and 100 something losses. Just a really nice record, about 3 wins to every loss. Is really, really good in MLB The Show 19, especially, you know, some of the top players can win, you know, 5, 6, 7 games for every loss. Those guys are the elite of the elite. Anytime you're going up against a guy with a lot of games played and a really good record, you know they're going to be able to hit the ball. You know that they're going to be able to pitch pretty well at the same time, because that's what kind of separates I guess this game is the good feedback resulting in hanging pitches like this, and who can really consistently hit that meter with their pitching, mix up their pitches well, consistently spot up in the zone, hit those corners. That's really the difference of the game sometimes, because hitting can be interesting. I mean, you're able to foul off a lot of pitches. That first at-bat of this game, Chipper Jones is giving me a tough time. He's fouling off everything. Here I got a what I thought was a base hit up the middle. I think his second baseman probably would have made the play there, but that results in a double play. So both of us so far have hit into a double play. That's kind of affected the game. Here I hung another pitch, a decent feedback curveball, and it's a hanging curveball from Tom Seaver. Sends that one deep. Now I'm trying to go with the sinker or the fastball away. The fastball up and away, and Griffey is going to smack that one off the scoreboard. So back-to-back shots right there from Froshball. If you guys are interested in checking out his Twitch channel, I will go ahead and link that in the comment section down below. He's a very good player, as you guys can see here. He's hitting a couple solo shots as well as some extra base hits with Ketel Marte in this situation. He hit one that was just barely foul right before that at-bat. We do have a nice chance here, though. 2 guys on with Cody Bellinger. Just trying to give you guys as many highlights as I possibly can. Just barely got under that one. Started to just be a little bit off the ball at the plate in this game. I had a pretty decent chance to tie the game up in that last inning and just did not capitalize. Just popped it up there with Cody Bellinger. It is what it is, but he is able to hit the ball pretty well so far throughout these first 4 innings. He's squaring it up really nicely. He's lining out a few times. Lou Gehrig is up at the plate here. Another curveball. He sends it deep. That one was thrown more where I wanted it, but it was also a little bit of a looping curveball. He smacked it. It was low in the zone, but it was good squared up, 108 off the bat. Lou Gehrig sends that one deep. Very next pitch, I went with pretty much the same sequence. Got a little bit predictable with this fastball away. I was trying to get him to chase it. I was trying to throw that off the plate. I figured, you know, I was able to get him out on a couple of those, but at the same time, you don't want to get too predictable. You don't want to throw in the same spot too many times. But basically, anytime you throw in the strike zone against a really elite hitter, a really good hitter like these guys, these last couple of players that I've gone up against, it's dangerous. I mean, we're down by 5, or it's 5-1. We're down by a couple runs here in the middle of the ball game. Honus Wagner is going to send something deep. That double wall in the entire outfield of this stadium is something to keep in mind. I mean, that one was sent off the top. That could have easily been a solo shot, and this one sent down the line. So we're going to luckily score that run anyway. But Ted Williams off the bench has been pretty good for me in this video. He's definitely picked it up, and I might consider putting him out there in left field again. But Babe Ruth is clutching up with a 3-run shot. That was the biggest hit of the ball game for me up until this point. I was sitting on that pitch low and inside. We now tie the game up, making it a 5-5 game in the top of the 6th inning. And kind of got something going in our favor. Smack this one into the gap with Lou Gehrig. That's going to be extra bases, as well as kind of get the confidence down a little bit on this Bob Gibson. Midway through the game here, he's going to be a little bit easier to hit. I went the other way with that one. Kind of a late swing off the end of the bat, but we do get rewarded with a double. That one stayed fair. I mean, kind of a lucky hit, but at the same time, I didn't capitalize and continue to score some more runs. He started to pitch really well once I got a couple of those base hits. Later on, ties the game up with Willie Mays off the bench facing Billy Wagner. So a big-time hit right there from Frosh. That was an amazing at-bat, and he sent that one deep to tie the game up late. Here, Willie Mays for me right here, sending one to right center field off the top of the wall there. It looked like it hit the yellow line and bounced back into into play. So unfortunate that I wasn't able to send that one deep. We needed that run in the top of the ninth, and Jimmy Fox is our last hope, at least if we want to try and avoid extra innings. We're trying to hold him here down to the last couple of outs, facing Willie Mays, who already has a home run in the game, and we are going to lose on a walk-off homer. Unable to rob that one with Babe Ruth. The double wall out there didn't really give me that animation. He makes World Series, so good game to him, man. That was back and forth game. We ended up taking 2 L's in this video, but we do have this 9th inning program packed open. I went ahead and selected Liam Hendriks simply because I needed some bullpen arms. I needed some extra guys to try and throw in there because a lot of these dudes are pretty tired. But great game from Froshball as well as Vsauce. That was an amazing effort, and just tried to come back in both of those. Had a great chance to win both of those games, but we lose by 1 run. Thank you all for watching this video. If you enjoyed, please leave a thumbs up and subscribe if you are new. I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.